Well, howdy ho there, teens and beans and people who make up my dreams. You're all in my head, you just don't know it yet. Anyway, this is Hanako. It's like a spooky Japanese horror game made by the same people who made the Bathhouse game, where you got real moist. But now, instead of getting moist, you go into places to not get moist. And you also go into them in the hopes of stopping evil spirits who are all named and Hanako. So that's pretty cool, you know. Like we're gonna, I think we're gonna have some fun with this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've already played through this once, and I was just gonna originally upload that. That was like yesterday, and it was taking me way longer than it should have. There was a bunch of things that I kept missing. Like this building is pretty dark, and I kept missing things that I needed to progress. Like sometimes I would walk right by them, and you know, like sometimes it would be really easy to spot, like there's a little circle that appears above items you can interact with. But there were other times where I just walk right by them. So now that I know where everything is, and I know like the solution to there's like one actual puzzle in this entire game. Um, I guess there's two. There's two, but one was barely a puzzle. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and play through this. I like this better than Bathhouse. I was having more fun. I thought that the monster designs were at least more interesting. Uh, I personally am not very scared of the whole long-haired ghost girl trope. I mean, it mostly just looks weird to me, and it mostly often looks silly to me, if we're just being honest. But anyway, so I'm gonna play through this. We're gonna do a new game, and yeah, we're gonna go through it. This is kind of a fun little one, and you get to have two NPCs that aren't with you for very long. So that's okay, because when I first started playing this, I was kind of worried that I was going to have like an escort mission, basically just one really long escort mission, and that seemed like it would be kind of weird. Or well, I mean like escort missions even with good AI are typically not very good, but like escort missions with bad AI, oh man, especially bad pathfinding AI, oh man. Not so great. Not so great. What I'm going to try and do is I also know where to get my save coins and things like that. Apparently, originally this game, if you wanted to save it, you had to light 3 candles. But apparently that was super buggy and like wouldn't work all the time for some reason. When my last playthrough, I had one key that I completely used. I used it on every door that I could possibly use it on, and it just did not go away. So usually the keys, once you use them all up, it'll go away. This key just didn't for some reason. Remember that rumor I told you about? Yeah. What about it? Howie, this school is said to be the place that woman started from. No, hey, woman behind it. You go and kill yourself and you go in the bathroom. Okay, so this is another trope I'm just going to talk about just because I think it's kind of weird. Is like, there's a lot of these things that are in like Japanese style horror games where like, or just horror in general, where basically like somebody will like kill themselves. Yeah, I already know that. Like somebody will kill themselves and basically gain magical powers. And I always thought that was kind of just like funny. Just like, like if you kill yourself and you gain magical ghost powers, it's like, is that like Lou? Oh no, that's right, because I gotta go to the 3rd floor. It's like, does that like lose something for you? I mean, like, what's the punishment there? You get magical ghost powers in exchange for. Come on. Are they coming? What are they? Oh, they're just like really slow. Well, there's one of you. Where's the other? Oh, okay. You guys like wandering through the dark by yourself? I told you, you just sprint to keep up. I want to see. But yeah, you just gain magical ghost girl powers by killing yourself. That's kind of weird, I think. Okay. So there's another thing. Like, how would you discover this ritual? Because the ritual is you spin 3 times, right? So you spin 3 times. And well, here, I'll also watch this. Spooky lady! Yeah, so you spin 3 times, you knock 3 times, and then you ask the girl if you want to play. Now, the thing that's weird about this to me is, like, how would you discover this? How would you discover... I mean, I was gonna say, I guess you'd have to do it for every toilet, but I guess you could learn if you knew where the girl's bathroom was. If you knew that this was the bathroom the girl supposedly killed herself in, right? You would know to at least come to this one. But then how would you learn the spin, 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 knock, 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 Hanako-san, let's play? How would you learn that? Would you just, I mean, do you just try out a wide variety of things until something eventually happens? I'm going to give this just a second because the last couple of times I did this, it seemed like I had to talk to these two before it'll progress. Because, like, this door is going to open. Oh my god, it's going to be so scary. Oh my god. Give it a second. Where were you? Oh, man. Imagine only... So you know you're going to the creepy school to try and curse someone. Imagine only bringing 1 flashlight to the creepy school. Instead of 3. Or, like, at least something for each of you. Okay, it looks like I actually do have to talk to these two. I don't want to sit here too long. Okay, so I guess you do have to talk to him. And then even then, you can't leave yet. You have to sit here. Now I'm going to try to do something here because the first time I did this, so you're supposed to stay here and stare at the girl as she comes out of the toilet. It's like, oh my god, that's so scary. But the other... nope, it's going to lock me in place. Yeah, it didn't let me do it this time. Oh, look, you can see her feet coming out. Okay, so that's kind of funny. So the thing that was funny about this, like, the first time I saw this, was that for some reason it let me chase after them, and I just saw them, like, moonwalking into a wall, but, like, panicked. It was pretty funny. Yes, and now we're in the actual game proper. You gotta go through and get yourself girl power, and all that fun stuff. And now we're gonna run over here. Thank you. So, I gotta tell you, the biggest problem I had while I was playing through this game the first time was that I kept missing things. Like, this, just there'd be little things around that you could interact with that I just kept missing. I would walk like right by them and stuff like that. And that was probably the most annoying part about this. So it ended up being a game that is, I guess, usually like an hour and a half, maybe a little longer, and almost ended up taking like 3 hours, and that was not the greatest. Oh yeah, and you keep seeing these little visions here. The thing that's interesting about these little visions, I think, is that they kind of like tell you like what the monster is going to be that's going to like attack you. Like, you can't really tell right now, but that's an eyeball, and that'll become relevant shortly. Hanako is kind of a weird ghost mastermind, apparently, because she can, like, summon multiple... Oh, there's also this lady. Look what we have here. A visitor? Be careful. I can sense a wanderers around. Oh, you got yourself a flashlight? Good for you. They are weak against lights from the natural world. However, the amount of light you need for every wanderer is different. You may need to concentrate your life if you want to fend for yourself. The vision you just saw, Hanako is welcoming you. It's not really welcoming. I mean, she's gonna summon a gigantic weird monster. Oh, and this lady, I kind of like her design. I like her weird eyes that are different. I like that she smiles. She's got like weirdly long arms and limbs. But everybody in this has kind of... She's also not actually sitting on the bench. She's kind of floating above the bench. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't think it is. But yeah, she just floats. It's fine. It's cool and good and fine. Here first. Grab a battery. Grab this key. This is a electricity room key. Yep. So then what you're going to do is you're going to go over here. And we're going to encounter the first monster. You got to concentrate your light on this one. And There it is. It's... See, I like this design. It's just kind of like this weird eyeball monster with lots of, like... Well, I mean, an eyeball monster with lots of eyeballs on it. There's nothing else in... There it is. Yeah, see, sometimes, like, just because of, like, where you're looking, you're gonna miss stuff like that. And that's kind of annoying. The enemies in this, the stealth system in this is... It's pretty easy to avoid the monsters for the most part. Like, they're not really very good at, like... Yes, I don't want to get wet. Understandable. They're not actually very good at, like... finding you. And there are certain times it's just easier to just, like... And there, he's going that way. I turn up the brightness just a little. Your brightness is already at max. I just want to see what that did. Okay, go back to normal. Oh, man. I see all things now. Yeah, for the most part, they're pretty easy to avoid, and these guys kind of move in like a set pattern. This is one more. Yeah, I'm also crouching the entire time because whether you're crouching or walking, like you move at basically the same speed. The only difference is that if you're crouched, you can't what you call it? All right, that's right. When you're crouched, you can't immediately sprint. You have to you have to stand up and then you can sprint. But I mean, in all honesty, in this game, I found that I didn't need to sprint very much because I would just go at this pace and, like, for the most part, that's fine. Also, you run out of sprint juice pretty quickly, so it wasn't even like all that worth it. Okay. Oh, and since I already know where everything is, like, some of this is going to be, like, way faster than it would normally be. To be fair. I don't know if there's anything actually in here. Oh, you can see stuff like this. I guess this is, like, user-created content, and they're, like, little chibis and stuff like that, and that's kind of cute. But, yeah, and then you can read these little... Oops. Read these little books. There's also, like, some stuff that's kind of interesting. I never thought I would get stabbed with grudge stabbing. All I did was take money. I feel hateful. I feel mortified. I was supposed to get more and live a wealthy life. Don't you want to play with me? We haven't played in a while. I heard a pretty voice. Hey, Hanako. Yes, you can finally see me. We often come here to play. Would you like to play together? That seems fun. If there's a weird, like, ghost girl, right? And she's like... What? I think I might need to use... He talks money is everything. People can't live without money. They say money isn't everything, but is there anything more important than money? Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I mean, oh, look, you can see his arm. Yeah. This particular model is kind of big, so it's kind of really easy to see, like, part of it, like, moving through the, wall, and it tends to be really easy to avoid. This particular monster is also, like, not what you call it. I like the design of it. I like the weird, like, oh wait, George A is this one. That's B. George A. Oh, George A is up here, I think. Yeah. Um. Yeah, it's an interesting design. I like the design of this monster. I think it's pretty neat looking. Oh, you're supposed to flip all these generators on so that they'll drain the pool. You're trying to drain the pool because there's items you need in the bottom of the pool. You need to go get the lever for this. Mushroom one. Okay. B key. I pretty sure I remember where a lot of the stuff is. Where's B? Yeah, I think the biggest thing that was probably the biggest thing that was a hindrance was just like when I was originally walking around here, just occasionally you would just walk straight by something. Like it would just be kind of difficult to see. Um, some of these are also things where I guess you're not really supposed to know where. Eyes. Oh yeah, no, okay, no, it's all more. So I'm finding that this particular company like Chile or yeah, that is a science or Chila's art, like, because it's like their whole thing is that they're like a chinchilla or whatever. Their persona is a chinchilla that likes horror games. Um, they make pretty, I would say, fun little games. I would also say though that okay, so like one of the keys is in here. I guess I have to find the notebook that tells me that first though, or something. It's in. I think it's actually in the classroom, like right up here, because what is this? But their games all look very similar, but they are interesting. I just like little horror games and stuff like that. Little spooky games are fun to look at, you know, and I enjoy the atmosphere and stuff like that. I wouldn't say I've really ever been scared by one of these games. I had a couple of jumps. Like in the bathhouse, I think I had one jump that I probably should have been suspecting, but wasn't. There was one time when I did not at all detect that thing was nearby, and it just made a horrible noise and ran towards it like, oh, hey, that got me. That was kind of spooktacular. Good on ya. Might actually be in classroom 1-1 now that I think about it. Well, either that or this is bugged and I just can't progress. I didn't encounter very many bugs while playing this. I only encountered like one bug that was actually kind of annoying. Oh, he turned around. Well, see yet. Probably. I don't think would it be easier to just use the battery if he's. I guess not. Okay, there's a sketchbook. If only he didn't put a key in it. Now, see, the thing that's weird to me about that is, like, I guess you're kind of operating on sort of, like, dream logic in this game to a certain extent, right? But otherwise, why would you even put a key inside of a bust? That'd be a weird thing to do. I also found that, like, sound wasn't actually a super great way of figuring out where the monster actually was. I mean, it helped. Okay, yeah, now I can. Down. Music room key. And you're also like spending all this time being like real quiet and stuff like that. But I don't know how much of a difference it really makes. Ding. And oh yeah, I missed that key the first time. Like just straight up like not nowhere near it. And this one is the last storage key. And then we're going to go flip that on. And then it's going to drain the pool. This took me the first time way longer. Like, way longer. Because I had no idea where I was going. And you might be saying, hey, wouldn't it be better to play this game when you could be surprised? And it's like, well, that's the thing. It's like, I was very rarely actually surprised. It's fairly tropey. And if you've played these kinds of games before, you're probably going to be able to predict a lot of what happens in this. There really isn't that much that was like, you know, like I said, all that surprising to me as I was playing it. It was pretty straightforward most of the time. It was just like occasionally I just like missed something. There was also like a part where I got towards the end, and I'll show you what I missed here briefly. Oh, there's battery. So I only have 2 things in my inventory right now, so I can actually pretty easily switch. So what we're gonna do? We'll do this stunned, and then we're gonna spray him with this. It really doesn't seem like there's very much of an effect coming off of him. So then we'll do this again. Switch it up. And then we're gonna freeze him in place. I mean, you know, like if I saw this enemy in like a Resident Evil game, I would think that this is a pretty cool design. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool design now too, to be fair. What I basically learned too is like the only thing you really have to worry about in terms of bosses in this game is getting stuck on something. And honestly, if you can avoid that, you're probably fine for the most part. Ooh. Did you see that? Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a neat design. Yeah, I think I'd like it. Although it's weird that once you get into this stage of it, it no longer has its what you call it. It no longer has the hair. That's right. I was like, what was I gonna say? Hair. And then yeah, once you beat the bosses for a particular stage, you don't really have to worry about monsters until you get to the next stage. We're turning this so that we can go up there. Neato Skeeto. Oh yeah, and then like these little weird cryptic things that you can see, all they really show you is what you're going to be fighting next. Well, kinda. In this particular case, it's going to be she's talking to a little an itsy bitsy spider that called up her water spout, and by her water spout, I like to imagine that that's her nose. She sprays water out of her nose. Anyway, yeah, basically the first floor now is just pretty much safe. Like, you don't really have to worry about monsters coming in here or anything like that now, so it's pretty much safe. And you're gonna come back down this way for a variety of things. Oh, and there's the door you came in. Oh man, we should just leave. But it won't let you leave because that's lame. Now on the second floor, we're going to be dealing with a new Monstar. Battery. Oh. Yep, there it goes. It's a spot. I'm actually kind of tempted to just show. We'll probably encounter it later. I was kind of tempted to just like show you guys what it'll look like. Can't do it. It goes in here either. Oh, it is. You knock on the bathroom, and then so you need this to get the different ending. You need to knock on the bathroom door, and then there's this lady in here. She goes and runs out. Kind of opens the door to escape, but not really. To be honest with you, I don't. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so this is this is the next enemy, and I don't know. I think it's supposed to be scary, but it's just kind of funny looking to me. It's just like a big spider, and it like sounds like a almost like a donkey. It's really weird. Like it just like this like donkey-headed spider person, but like. Yeah, like gallops at you. It doesn't like move like a spider does. There's something about like the fact that it gallops that just kind of makes it look kind of funny. Like funnier than I think it's supposed to look. And I kind of ran by it because we needed to because we needed to get going. Or I needed to run away from that spider monster. But there was a, there's like a giant spider web that you have to like blow, just like use this special spray on to get through. Okay, so now we have the science room key. Science room key will take us down. Next floor, there's a possessed mannequin. too. So, you know, there's that. If you're into possessed mannequins, you know, there you go. If you've always looked at a mannequin and thought, man, if only this was possessed by the soul of my waifu. Well, there you go. Now you can just now you just gotta install a flashlight and you have the love of your life. And she'll give birth to your mannequin babies. Whatever the hell that means. I mean, yeah, we know whatever the hell that means. Battery. Cafeteria storage. Yeah, I'll need this for a little bit. Shoes, and this gives us a different thing. I don't even know I'm still crouched because I don't even think that spider can actually come up here. Well, I was playing for a while, and then I never had this spider come up to this floor. I'm pretty sure each boss is kind of like stuck on the floor that they spawn on. I think. Well, no, I think the second to last boss that's not the case, but you'll see it when we get there. I have no idea what this is. I have come in here and looked at that so many times trying to see if I could figure out what that's supposed to be, and it just doesn't. Like, is that a map? Oh, that goes to the roof. Can't get up to the roof yet, though. It's supposed to be a map? That's not a map. It's some squiggles. Broadcasting room. Oh, and at a certain point I was like, okay, I kind of give up. I just want to be able to progress through this. So I looked up a guide. Unfortunately, the only guide I could find was by I think it was a Russian dude. And some of the things he said were just straight up wrong, or sometimes the language he would use would just be confusing. Like, one of the things he said was, oh, there's a spider. Was like, you need to go to the infirmary on the 3rd floor. I'm like, there's not an infirmary on the 3rd floor. I think I got really close and just somehow didn't notice me, which is it. I'm not 100% sure how they detect you. It says that you can't make a whole lot of sound, but I haven't really tested that to see, like, if you make a bunch of sound on one side of, like, the class or whatever, or one side of the building, do they actually come and try to get you? It doesn't really seem like it. This is the science room back here. It's back here. Old Japanese coin. The old Japanese coins are actually for the save, but I'm not really too worried about saving right this second. If I start to take a decent amount of damage, I'll worry about saving. Or I thought there was something else I could grab in here before I moved on. Maybe not. Okay. I'm just gonna leave so these doors open so I remember where I've been. Now you may be saying, what do you do with the shoes? Well, you see, there's this bloody locker. And you put the bloody shoes in there. And then there's a squishing sound, and then that somehow gets you a library key. So that begs the question, are you transforming the shoes into the library key? Does the ghost have a library key but needs shoes, so it needs you to put them in there? Is that how that works? Does Hanako just not have any shoes until you give her shoes? And she's like, okay, well, you know, fair enough, you gave me shoes. Here's the library key. I mean, maybe. Maybe not. Now we go to the 3rd floor to get some stuff. Yeah. I mean, do you think this is particularly creepy yet? I mean, I don't know if it's just because I already been through all this. So I'm kind of speeding it along a little bit faster than it would normally go, but like, really, to me, this isn't particularly frightening. Now, when I was more confused and kept going back to the same areas, going, what am I supposed to do here? What am I missing? Then it was a little bit more frightening. Well, not really even frightening, just more dangerous, I guess is probably the right word for it. Just because occasionally I would have absolutely no idea where I was going or why. I mean, this is just a pretty straightforward horror game. It's not like super complicated. It reminds me of Resident Evil a little bit, and it reminds me of the first time I played through the first Resident Evil. Well, actually, I played through the remake before I played through the first one because I tried playing through the first Resident Evil on PS1, and I was just very young, and the graphics. Well, I wasn't very young. The human that I'm using right now is very young. You know what I mean? My little marshmallow doppelganger was very young. Oh yeah, and there's like, oh, wait, I guess I thought it would be living a happy like before. Even so, I got dumped the day before marriage. There's someone I want to protect more than you, he said. What does that mean? It's a very strange way to phrase a breakup. I want to protect someone more than you, and you know what I'm going to protect them from? From me! Yeah, I don't know, whatever, man. But yeah, what is this? In the Infirmary Key, that's right. And the other thing that's in here, plunger. You need this for the bathroom, or not bathroom. I mean, I guess you do need this for the bathroom. Also, is it just me or is she holding that really weird? But you need this for the unclog the science classroom sink. And that'll give you something else. And the infirmary key gives you your first healing items, which are kind of important. Or they can be. I mean, honestly, most of the time when I was taking damage in this game, it was because I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. So I was wandering back and forth in certain dangerous areas going, what do I do? So it's weird to me how many, like, why are there just like sinks in the hallway of like Japanese schools? What is that for? Is it in case you need to like wash your hands right before you touch things? I don't know. But yeah, I have to admit I've never really found like abandoned places all that creepy either. I kind of personally like abandoned places. Like, you know, traveling through the stars and stuff, you see all kinds of weird shit that doesn't really make a whole heck of a lot of sense. Well, I liked going through and seeing all the aliens, the aliens, before I landed here on Earth. And you know, like a lot of them look real weird, and there was also like a lot of like weird ancient abandoned civilizations. Like you'd get there and you'd be like, huh, why is this place abandoned? And then there was always a weird backstory if you could find a survivor, or you could just make one up. I often just made one up. This is the Cobweb Spray. You use this to get into the one area. I'm going to grab the 2 health packs from the infirmary first. Here we go. So in here you can get little bandages, and these will take you, I think, all the way from 10% to 100% health. So they're pretty useful. They're pretty cool. This is just a random person you can look at. But yeah, sometimes you'd find like ancient civilizations out there that would just be like, huh, that's weird. How did you survive this long? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, your civilization seems very strange. Like, it wasn't built for survival. It kind of seems like it was built to be weird, like hip to be square style. And they're like, well, I don't understand what you mean. And I'd be like, okay, sure you don't, bud. If you don't understand that building everything in the shape of a pyramid doesn't actually seem like it's the best idea or the most necessary idea, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, seriously, the amount of, like, ancient civilizations I've come across that, like, love building things in pyramids, it's very odd to me. Yep, and then this is a big auditorium for spooky spiders. Do you guys find spiders spooky? I don't really think they're that creepy. The only time a spider ever, like, weirds me out is if, like, I have my little paws out. What was that? Oh. If I just had my little paws out and, like, ones are just crawling across and I wasn't expecting it, that might be a little weird. But that's not, like, hauntingly weird. Just kind of a little strange. Ooh, look at that shadow creep back. Oh, that's weird looking. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. But, you know, whatever. Then you come in here and that's when you see... Oh, the egg relaxed to the spotlight. That's interesting. Yeah, now there's... I don't know if it's just like... There's basically a giant spider out there that has, a scary light coming off its butt, and it's just like a thing where basically you just have to, These now. You see, it just has like this giant green light coming off its butt, and if it sees you, it'll like shoot its weird. It'll shoot weird web bullets at you. And there's 2 of these in here. There's a couple of smaller spiders. Oh yeah, it does that. It's kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of different, not really what you would be expecting for like a boss fight in a game like this, I guess. You know, that is interesting and neat and a little different. Okay, come on. Oh, there was also one time where I got pretty decently far in the boss fight in here, but I like, maybe I'll just show you the area. Okay, I can... There we go. Yeah, now you get... So you get the first 2 bulbs by just looking around. You not even realize... Ow. That hurt. Yeah, I only hit for 5 damage though. Basically, just gotta knock some of these down, and some of them have the extra light bulbs and stuff in them because you only get 2 from just looking around. And then you just kind of... I'm pretty sure there's 1 on both sides. Anyway, I'm a little faster. Like, it's not a particularly difficult fight. It's kind of just like a lot of this. And the first time I got through this, it was kind of annoying because I'm like, this just feels kind of tedious, if I'm being honest. Because like it takes a while to knock down each of these things. And I mean, I guess like having the gigantic spider was kind of a neat element, but it's not like that neat. It's just like I guess it's not what I was expecting for this type of game, really? They're the same thing. Look at that model. That model does look kind of weird. I guess. Not like the most frightening. What? I don't know if you really need to knock down all of these. I mean, here's the other thing. You're basically safe from like the little... There's a couple of little spiders on the ground. You're basically safe from them. So long as you just like keep moving. Or is like... I'm sorry, as long as you like... Because you can move from like the stage... You can see when I'm down there. You can move from like the stage... to the balconies here. And there's one of the little spiders coming. There's only one of them up here. I mean, in all honesty, they're come on. Got stuck on the wall there. A little annoying. This is the last one, so everything should be down. Going to here. Battery. Oh, we've already... Oh, no, there's still batteries in here. Well... Yeah. There's also something kind of interesting where, like, in the middle of the stage, if you want to, you can, like, run, like... Hey, how you doing? I like your tiger stripes. Your tiger stripes are pretty. Okay, there. Now I have all the bulbs. Ow. No, you can fuck off, thank you. What's that thing about? This way. Yeah, so, I mean, I lost 15 health during that fight. Not like nothing, but not a lot. Well, it's just because I kept running into the little spiders. Actually, no, that's not true. Thank you for the ritual candle. The other kind of glitch I've run into in terms of like enemies and stuff like that was that there was a certain point where when two of them were running at me at once. I'm a terrible person. What did I do? Aries in danger. I was always jealous of Aries since the very first year. She was always sitting there having no hesitation to talk to him. I was there sitting alone, being awkward and not being able to socialize. And when we called Hanako-san, I couldn't help but picture probably why Hanako-san appeared on his yeah, whatever. I think, yes, it does. Hi, pretty lady. A wanderer is still around. Be very careful. This time, once spotted, you will have to get her before she can get you. She can only touch you when she's visible to the human eye. Well, thank you. I got the computer room key. Computer room. The computer room is on like the opposite hall here, I think. Like this way. If I remember correctly. Yes. Oh, that's right, I was saying. So the only glitch I've encountered in this game that was annoying was... Oh, that's mannequin head. You can't really tell, but that's supposed to be a mannequin head, and we'll figure that out shortly. But, there's two of the spiders were coming at me at once, but for some reason they were only damaged if I was focusing on one of them, even though, like, you should be able to focus on both of them. So... This one... So, at first when I played this, I thought, oh, the black dots are the ones that are on, maybe. But no, it's actually the opposite. Black dots are the ones that are off. And you need to turn them on and leave the turn on the squares where you don't see one. What I meant. And then that opens a secret door. I don't really think that one's a spoiler because you could just look at it and there's like only like two combinations there that make sense. Careful on master key. Get an extra bandage. I think you get a total of 4 bandages in this way. You don't get many. But I mean, they go all the way back to full health. Maybe 5 actually. But they go all the way back to full health, so you know. This last enemy is probably... It's kind of interesting in terms of like an idea. Like for or master key. It's kind of an interesting idea, but it's not like a super frightening one. So you need the master key. For this one. And I almost didn't see this the first time, but that's like a little talisman. A little charm. Offering flowers. Come in here to get those 2 things. And opens up. There's one more door. I don't remember. It opens up a classroom? Yes. It opens up this classroom. And what you do is you take that, and it will put that out there for you. That's pretty cool. Before I follow those footprints, the footprints will take you to the next thing. I'm going to... I think I actually just went the long way around to get to where I wanted to be. Actually, because it doesn't really... The only thing that's weird about this whole building to me is that it feels like it's very wide. Okay. Come in here. Yeah, so the whole idea behind this last lady, I guess, is that she didn't like her face. So she wished it would be different, and that made her a headless person. Headless mannequin. Okay, so for this puzzle, someone kind of explained it to me, but I still don't really get it. I guess it's supposed to be like... I think it's 1108. Yes. Okay, so if I remember correctly. So like, but I guess it's like something about like you have to look at the number of days crossed out. So like it's 1-1 because there's one in both of those. I don't understand how you get to 8. I don't get it. I don't, like I said, I had somebody explain it to me, but it's 1108. That's the rooftop key. We're gonna go down here first and get the broadcasting key. Because apparently the ghost, if you give her flowers, she's like, oh, well, you're so cool. I guess I have to, break down doors for you. Which, I mean, hey, if I met a girl or a guy and I gave them some flowers and they said that they would bust down doors for me, I'd be happy. Yeah, and see, like, the trail of footprints will lead you to the door, which they broke down. I can't see what that is. And broadcasting room key. Broadcasting room is up above us. I think that's... I don't remember. I feel like there has to be a better way. I think I'm taking the long way, basically, is what I'm saying. I think I keep, like, going around the wrong end of the class here. This is the broadcasting room. And what you do here... and you get a little thing. See, this is the girl that you, what you call it? You knocked on the bathroom door and she ran away. This is her. And then she social situations scare me. Runs off. She gives you this. It's a little protective amulet. A little protective charm. Now I'm gonna go to the rough. Do you say roof or rough? Roof. Roof. I've heard people say roof. It kind of sounds like they're like an angry dog. Oh, and then you can come over here, and someone was eating bread and milk. Bandage. And you make a little... You do that. All Japanese coin. Okay. You put the well, not talismans, but you put like the marker things on the mannequin back there. I feel like I should already have had the third sticky thing. Third magic banish talisman thingy. I don't see that. I'm trying to remember. Oh. Now you get to see this one. This one is just kind of weird. Oh, there you go. Oh, man. And see, so what she does is she'll spawn around you, and then she'll, like... She'll throw, these little... Oh, another chip. She'll, like, throw little, like, red ray beam things at you. It's kind of weird looking. Remember... Oh, those talisman things. This. So, what you do is on this floor, you need 3. You bitch. You fucking bitch. Ugh. I can't believe it was just on the fucking floor. Oh well, it's fine. Now we're gonna go beat the second to last boss. It was done. Ah, you bitch. Ah, you bitch. Man, but see, that's what I mean by, like, it's just easy to miss things in this. Which I think is my only real complaint about. I was kind of frustrated when I fought the end boss the first time because I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit? It's not actually that bullshit once you figure it out, or once you figured out the strategy I figured out. This is another thing. A lot of people seem to find mannequins scary, but if I'm honest, I just don't really get that. Oh, there it is. I'm like, something. Okay, once you grab the mannequin head, that starts the final boss fight, where this weird bitch wanders over into a mannequin like doo 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 doo. Fucking cartoon character over here. She spawned on the same one. If she does. And I think you wait for her to appear. And then she switches to a different mannequin. I think last time. I don't know if I don't think he goes into the same mannequins each time. What? There we go. And then you just gotta wait for it to fall again, and then you just keep doing this until she... And then she'll appear again. And last time what she did... Yeah. She just went and she started spawning and these one after the other. Did she go to the exact same one? Yes, you must spray them with light so that they emit the fart clouds of failure. And then once the fart clouds of failure have been emitted, you just zap her again with the light. And this upsets her tremendously. I mean, I feel like if you added a time limit, it would maybe be a little bit more frightening. But I also don't really want you to add a time limit, please and thank you. I'd really prefer it if you just didn't do that. Okay, cool. Let's see, is that enough? Now what you do is you... And then you give her her head. You don't actually put the head on there, you just kind of sort of lean it onto the right spot, and that's, you know, that's good enough for her. Two bandages left. Bunch of save things. Now we're gonna go up to the top floor. We're going to, or the roof, and we're going to put the last candle in there, and then she has it. She has red. Master to go. what the goddamn stairs are in this thing. Oh no, there's stairs to the roof. But yeah, this is kind of a neat experience. I kind of enjoyed it. I kind of enjoy the light and like the weird Japanese mysticism and all that fun stuff. And then this spawns the magic gong that lets you zap things with the Japanese symbol. I don't know why it's. I think this is also a Chinese symbol for something. You can hardly see it. Yeah, I think it's also Chinese symbol or something. I just can't remember what. You've what's your face found the key to the basement. So now we can go fight the final boss. And then it starts playing this, so this thing is like do 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 do. What a beautiful song. Here. Gonna run down here. We're gonna run here. Go all the way to the end. There we go. Use one of our coins. I can almost hear it whisper gold. We're gonna do this and save right before the. Oh, hello. I don't think she's supposed to look like that when she's running, but that's fine. Then we're gonna run down here. An extra coin. The only thing that's annoying is once you pick up the special gong thing, you no longer have the because normally what you could do is you could just hit F and fast switch to the to your light source. And then here's this bitch. I know I don't deserve it, but I'm gonna go in with this spooky bitch. And then here is the last spooky bitch, and she's gonna run out of here. Yeah, doing this. So, I don't know if this always works, but I basically discovered that if I just kind of like keep circling around this thing, it mostly seems to just have me move just fast enough that she like I'm constantly dodging her. Yeah, this is ow. Yeah, this is Hanako. This is the final boss. Come on. I think she hits me one more time, she's gonna kill me. Disappear, you bitch. Oh yeah, that was the thing that I thought was bullshit first time I had this fight. Was that she basically teleports? What the fuck? Yeah, she can basically just keep running ahead of you and teleporting, which is kind of irritating. She does like 30 damage per hit, so I'm like 3 hits away. Okay, just do I have... Oh shit. I thought she was at the point where she starts to Because there's a part where she starts to, like... where she, like, goes into these doors in order to, like, either, like, knock on the door to get her to... Okay, come on. Yeah, no, that's the only thing that's, like, bullshit about this, is, like, occasionally she can basically just teleport. She just... What? Did she not? There she is. Yeah. See the fact that she... Okay, but then she's dead. So whatever. But I mean, yeah, that was the only reason she killed me, like, the first time I went through, is because she kept, like, teleporting ahead of me. I don't know if I really need to use this, but I guess this... Actually... just realized something. Because now there's a portal that opens up. Can I go back up in a second? I was gonna say, because I could go back up and save, I could get all of the endings and then... Dang it, where's this bitch's portal? Well, I guess this is just where she died. Then you can switch to the talisman, and then you can enter. And now we're getting to the end of the game, where you get to make your final moral choice. I haven't really felt like I had any choices before that, other than I could choose to heal and help that one lady or not. And this is a very spooky dimension. And once you get to here, here's your final choice of sorts. You can grab this bitch and leave, or you can drink this. There's like a, I guess it's supposed to be like a big thing of blood here. I don't know why you would choose the blood. I guess you could, if you've seen what people who chose to go along with this lady's curse do. They turn into giant spiders, or they turn into weird lobby monsters, or they turn into mannequins. Why would you want any of that? I'm just gonna grab this bitch and we leave, because I don't really feel like turning into big floppy monster. I mean, I could turn into big floppy monster at any time if I want, so why would I accept this bitch's offering to do so? And then here's the ending, which feels a little anticlimactic. And this lady's been trembling in fear. The other one, like, doesn't remember anything. Sure. I guess we're probably not going to tell her that the only reason... Yeah, but Avery doesn't remember something. We're not going to mention to her that the reason that she got cursed is apparently because of the other lady. Or it might not actually be because of that. Who knows? It was eerie, but maybe it wasn't. Hanako-san, she was someone to not have been called lightly. I'm just gonna be perfectly honest here with you. Even if you have a bully that's like really a dickhead or a cunt or whatever, you probably shouldn't try to curse them. Yeah, like apparently this whole thing was because they had a bully that was bullying them, and then they were like, ready to, like, I guess curse. It's not clear if they knew that the curse was gonna bring a horrible monster after this bully person or not. It's not 100% certain if they knew that, I guess. They just knew that it would curse them. But yeah, everyone's back to usual. Today, the lady finally decided to go back to school. Then in class, the teacher entered the class with a girl. I'll introduce you to our new student, Hanako Mitare? Mitare, maybe. Immediately, Yumi turned around and looked at me. At the same time, my old man Mitare is she saying something to me. I look carefully to read her lips. There is no escape. So I guess that implies that you don't actually escape from this thing. Whatever. I've never been a big fan of those endings where it's just like, you didn't actually escape, it was all a dream. I don't know, just kind of boring, I guess. Kind of weird. Yeah, so that was Hanako. It had some neat parts. I like some of the design of the monsters. I thought I always like the ability to defend myself, or at least the attempt to be able to defend myself. The only real negative criticism I think I have is that sometimes it was really difficult to see things because of how dark everything was, and even when you turn up the gamma or the brightness, it doesn't really help that much. So my first run through was really annoying because of the amount of times I just missed something that was just like laying on the floor or something. I mean, even in this one, even though where I kind of knew where things were, I accidentally walked past the last little charm. And if I hadn't done that, I think this playthrough would have been even shorter, but you know, it's a neat enough game. I like it well enough. I think that these guys make interesting enough games, and I think a lot of their stuff is worth checking out. Just especially if you like horror, it's just kind of interesting and different. A lot of it isn't great from what I've seen, but it's not awful either. There's another game they have that I'm considering checking out, but we'll see how that goes for me. Meow meow meow. But thanks for stopping by. I hope you all have a great day. And if you're not having a great day, well, I hope it gets greater. Have a great one. Bye-bye.